திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஓம் சிவா திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.
Om Tiruchittambalam Guruveshwar. His Holiness Rajaguru Maharaj, Gopalpura, Mysore, during one of his yatras, we had an opportunity of his gracious presence at our home. And during his visit, we had this opportunity of conversing with him, and also we had this opportunity of asking him so many questions. And His Holiness Gurudeva enlightened us with his knowledge during his visit. And since it was around Nagara Panchami, we had this doubt of what is the significance of celebrating Nagara Panchami, because for people like me who are from younger generation, we often follow these festivals as a part of a ritual, as something that our ancestors have taught us. But we often forget, or we often don't understand what might be the significance, or what might be the importance of these festivals. And we asked His Holiness Gurudeva to enlighten us on the significance of this festival. And as Gurudeva says, Nagara Panchami contains two words. So which is Naga and Panchami. Naga, which means it's Guru, and Panchami, which means 5. So since during the beginning of all the festivals or any pujas, we often have this practice of worshipping Naga in the beginning stages. So similarly, this festival, it comes in the beginning time of the calendar, and it all signifies as the puja of Guru. The Naga puja can itself be called as Guru puja. And our saints and our ancestors had asked us to worship Naga, so that we find the truth inside we humans find the truth, and also we succeed in winning over the Maya. And we know that all these gods have their own vehicles, similar to Shiva having Nandi. All the gods have their own vehicles, but one thing that is very common with all the gods is that in some or the other way, all the gods are also associated with Naga. This itself shows the importance of a Naga. The importance of Naga in the Kundalini Shakti is, the Kundalini Shakti has this symbol of Naga, which itself shows that this Naga will lead us to the path of salvation. And the sanchar of prana vayu inside our body, that is in between the chakras, usually follow the path of the path of movement of Naga. So that the movement between the chakras is very similar to the movement of what happens, similar to the movement of the Naga. And the Dashavayus inside us get often converted into Pranavayu, Udanavayu, Samanavayu, Apanavayu, and Vanavayu. So here the Samanavayu is the Vayu which is essential for Pachana Kriya, and Apanavayu is the Vayu which usually removes the bad energy or anything bad from our body. And Vyanavayu, it's often called as Paripurna Vayu, which is like completely which covers our body. So any mere human being has these 5 common voice which are common for every human being. But other than these 5 vayus, there are also other very significant and important vayus which are called as upaprana vayus. And it's said that these upaprana vayus are the ones which make the difference between a mere human and a gnani. So the one who succeeds in using these upaprana vayus to live with is the one who becomes gnani. These upapranas are Naga, Kurma, Krinkala, Devadatta, and Dhananjaya. So among these 5 upapranas, Naga Vayu is something which is very important. And this Naga Vayu is related to 72,000 nerves inside our body. And every human being, according to his nakshatra, is assigned certain living organisms. And these living organisms are the ones which usually decide the gunas of a human being. So so our ancestors had understood the Shaktis behind these living organisms and made a way to worship these organisms in a way that we somehow can harness this energy and these Shaktis. So the worship of Naga is one such first step where we can worship such Shakti and also harness the importance of these Shaktis into our lives. So Naga Panchami, the worship of Naga, is not just an festival which brings us prosperity. It is also a festival which gives a path towards salvation and which can in turn bring salvation to the human beings. And also many worship Naga because of Naga dosha. So these days if you visit any Jyotisha or Purohit, and they often say that, oh, that there is some kind of Nagadosha in your Kundali or Jataka, and they ask you to perform certain kind of Nagadosha Nivarana rituals to get rid of it. So what is Nagadosha? So basically Nagadosha is the bad karma which is following you in the present situation, in the present janma, but the bad karma of you which is previously done in your previous janmas. So this Nagadosha is basically can be called as Guru dosha. And for example, in the previous janmas, if a person has committed some certain kind of ill treatment, or if he has disrespected his guru, that dosha is converted as Nagadosha, and it is followed to the further generations, and this karma can actually be found and cured. For that, our Rishumunis have come up with a solution, that is the Nagadosha Nivarana Puja. And as His Holiness Gurudeva have said, by performing this Nagadosha Nivarana Puja, the Guru dosha can be get rid of, and the bad karma can be relieved. We do know that there are a lot of temples in South India. For example, the temple in Dakshina Kannada, that is Kukke Subramanya, where they do perform this Nagadosha Nivarana Puja, and where often people tend to attend these pujas and get rid of their Nagadosha. So why are these temples are actually kind of located, concentrated in South India? So, according to our ancestors, the Nagas were first found in Patalaloka. So, according to our ancient scriptures, the Patalaloka is regarded as the southern part of India, which is like the South India. And during ancient times, the South India was completely covered with lots of dense forest, and this is where our Rishis used to find Nagas. So, even in the modern days, we can find that in the southern part of India, that there is this culture of worshipping the Naga, and also we can find a lot of places which are specifically designated, or were designated towards the worship of Naga. So for the smooth running of the earth, we need this coexistence of Amrita Vayu and Visha Vayu. Amrita Vayu is the Vayu which is intaken by the human beings, and the Visha Vayu is the one which is let out during our breathing. Often this Amrita Vayu is generated by other living organisms such as plants, and these living organisms that are plants often taking this Vishavayu, and they convert it into Amrita Vayu, and generate this the Amrita Vayu for the utilization of human beings. So this itself shows that for the existence of human beings, there is a huge necessity of Amrita Vayu, and for the Amrita Vayu to be generated, plants and other living organisms are required. This itself shows the importance that for any human being to exist, it is very necessary to coexist with the other living organisms such as plants. So among such organisms, Naga is one such important organism, and the karma which is caused by harming of these Nagas we follow you for generations and will harm you. So it is all very necessary to make sure that you never harm these organisms, and you kind of coexist and worship these organisms instead. Further, we know we humans are made up of Panchabhutas. Even though we are made up of Panchabhutas, we often fail to understand the importance or the significance the jnana behind these Panchabhutas. But the Naga has been one among the Panchabhutas, and they have kind of understood the jnana behind it. So it is important for us to worship the Naga so that we can harness this jnana which is understood by the Nagas. So coming to Nagara Panchami, here Panchami means Vishuddhi Chakra. So Vishuddhi Chakra is a chakra which is directly connected with the nature. So it is said that the person who is capable of bringing his pranavayu into his Vishuddhi Chakra can understand the language of nature. So the one who succeeds to bring the pranavayu pranavayu in the Vishuddhi Chakra can actually win over the laws of nature, and he can understand the language of nature. And Panchami is followed by Shashti, which means Paripurna or Paripurna Gnani. That's why Shashti is often associated with Subramanya. Shashti is often called as Agyayana Chakra. So the one who is capable of bringing this Pranavayu to Agyayana Chakra becomes Gnani. So this way, one can become a Gnani by bringing his Pranavayu to Agyana Chakra. So further, all these miseries of the human beings, all the bad karmas that's been following the humans for janmas can be totally be relieved, and the human can move towards the path of God and salvation by just worshipping the Naga. And also in recent modern days, it's often impossible for people to worship the Guru or do the Guru Seva. So for the people who often fail to do the Guru Seva, they can reap the same benefits from the Guru Seva by doing the Naga Puja. According to our ancestors and Rishimunis, the benefits of doing Guru Seva for Janmas can also be found by just worshipping the Naga. And also this is why the Naga shouldn't be killed or harmed in any way, because the karma of killing the Naga or harming it will be following you for Janmas, and it can cause a lot of harm. So Nagas should be treated as a means of Shakti, and also something that leads you towards the path of God and salvation. So the complete submission or surrenders to Naga with bhakti will cure all the previous karmas or all the previous bad doings of a human being. And during such worshipping or surrenders, often we see that people are doing Abhisheka. So what is the significance of Abhisheka? And what happens during Abhisheka? So basically when for Abhishekas we use different kinds of dravyas. The dravyas can be milk, the dravyas can be honey, or sometimes ghee, and also sometimes it can be coconut water. So when these dravyas reach the earth, it creates a kind of chaitanya in the earth, or a kind of a spirit or energy in the earth, and which has a very lot of positive effects on the surroundings. And when the Abhisheka is done on the Shile, there is an development of a kind of a current or electricity, or we can call it as a positive oscillations or positive energy, which often affect the people who are in the surrounding. So if you are present during a Kshira Abhishek or any kind of Abhisheka, and the energy which is created by pouring this dravyas on the Shile often creates a energy that will, the positive energy that will affect and benefit the people who are surrounding it. And further here, when it comes to Kshira Abhisheka, often the Kshira, that is milk, it's often associated with purity. The Kshira has basically 5 gunas, and the Kshira Abhisheka itself signifies the worshipping of Naga with this purity or pavitrate. So when you're doing Kshira Abhisheka to the Naga, it means that you are doing this worshipping of Naga with the utmost purity and pavitrata in your heart. And further, one of the followers asked whether there is an existence of Nagamani. If it does exist, what is the significance of it? So His Holiness Gurudeva answered that just the way every Gnani has a Shikamani, even the Naga has something called Nagamani. So uh, usually during every full moon day, the venom which is present in the Naga is often ejected or thrown out by the Sarpas. But when the Sarpas fail to do that, it often get accumulated and it turns out into a solid particle which is often called as Nagamani. And scientifically, it is also said that often when there is some kind of nutrient deficiency or some health issues with the Nagas, they often tend to consume the roots of certain specific plants which are rich in alkaloids and certain specific organic materials. So upon consumption of such organic materials, inside the body of the Sarpa, these organic materials or alkaloids often get converted into solid particles, and these solid particles are called as Nagamanis in the Tiruval language. It's also said that Nagamani is something which is invisible to any mere human being's eye. So, in order to find this Nagamani, or in order to see this Nagamani, one should have at most siddhi, or she should have a lot of gnana. So, this Naga Rahasyas, which, for example, it might be the Nagamani or any kind of Naga Rahasyas, for you to understand it or for you to come across it, one should has something called Ashtama Siddhi, and without that Ashtama Siddhi, it's often impossible for any human beings to kind of visualize a Nagamani. Even if it exists, it's often not it cannot come under the notice of any normal human being's eye. His Holiness Gurudeva said that instead of fantasizing or desiring over a Nagamani, it is important for us to concentrate on developing or bringing up the Ashtama Siddhi, so that we attain some kind of Gnana or Siddhi through it. So there are basically Dashavayus, which often get converted into pranavayu. Pranavayu is the one which we inhale, and then there is udanavayu. Udanavayu is the vayu which we exhale, and then there comes the samanavayu. Samanavayu is the vayu which is essential for pachana kriya, which is like digestion and all those things. And apanavayu is the vayu which removes any kind of bad energies or bad elements from our body. And then comes the Vyana Vayu, which is also called as Paripurna Vayu, which is the Vayu which completely covers our body. So, along with these five Vayus, which are very common to any mere human being, there are also special Vayus which are called as Upaprana Vayus, which are usually practiced by the Jnanis. So the difference between the Jnani and the mere human being is any mere human being will perform five other Vayus such as Pranavayu, Dhanavayu, Samanavayu, but a Jnani will perform the five Upapranavayus, which are Naga, Kurma, Krinkada, Devadatta, and Dhananjaya. Among this, Nagavayu is something which is very important. To conclude that, by performing Naga Puja or by celebrating Nagara Panchami, the human beings can not just incur a lot of prosperity, but also they can find the path towards the salvation or the path towards God. When we are unable to do the Guru Seva, the same benefits which can be reached by doing the Guru Seva can also be the same benefits can be taken by just doing the Naga Puja. So it is very important to perform the Naga Puja so that the humans can find a solution to all the problems of day-to-day samsara, such as the problems related to marriage, or the problems related to santan, or the problems related to vidya siddhi, and any such problems or any kind of obstacles can be overcome by the worshipping of Naga with utmost devotion. My sincere gratitude and thanks for His Holiness Sri Gurudeva for giving us this enlightenment and showing us the path towards the salvation and making us understand the importance and significance of the Nagara Panchami. I hope I have done my little justice in translating his teachings and translating his blessings into English. And thank you for everything, Gurudeva. Tiruchita. Tiruchittabalam Shubham.
ತಿರುಚಿಟ್ರಂಬಲಂ ಗುರುವೇ ಶರಣಂ ಸದ್ಗುರುವೇ ಶರಣಂ ನಮಃ ಶಿವಾಯ. ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು ಮಗಳೇ, ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿದರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಯಾತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಒಂದು ಭಕ್ತರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ? ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದವರೆಗೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಭಕ್ತರ ಕೂಗು ಕೇಳಿಸಿತ್ತು. ಎಲ್ಲಿಯ ಭಕ್ತರ ಕೂಗು? ದಾವಣಗೆರೆಯ ಭಕ್ತರ ಕೂಗು. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಕೇಳುವಾಗ ಸರಿ ಆಯಿತು ಹೋಗುವ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಭಕ್ತರು ಕರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸರಿ ಆಯಿತು ಹೋಗುವ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವ ವಿಚಾರ, ಅಂತರಾತ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವ ವಿಚಾರ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡುವ ವಿಚಾರ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಆ ಭಕ್ತರ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಬಂದೆವು. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಮಗಳು, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಭಕ್ತರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಮಗಳು. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಮಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಭಗವಂತ, ಬೇರೆ ಏನಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಮಗಳು ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಏನು ವಿಷಯ? ನಾಗರ ಪಂಚಮಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಯಿತು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಯಿತು, ನಾಗರ ಪಂಚಮಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ, ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಷಯ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡೋಕೆ ಬಂತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಏನು ವಿಷಯ? ನಾಗರ ಪಂಚಮಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ಭಕ್ತರುಗಳು ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪುನಃ ಇದನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ, ಪುನಃ ಅದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಅದರಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೇಳು, ನೀನು ಕೇಳಿ ನಿನಗೇನು ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಅವಳು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿಪಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಗುರುದೇವ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಎಂಥ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ನನ್ನಿಂದಾದ ಒಂದು ಸೇವೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಒಂದು ಗುರು ಸೇವೆ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ವಿಷಯ ನನಗೆ ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿತ್ತು. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಇದು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಕೇಳಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಆಗ ಮಗುವಿನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಎಷ್ಟುಂಟು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಈ ಮಗುವಿನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಎಷ್ಟುಂಟು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪವಿತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಉಂಟು. ಇಂಥ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರೊಳಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಕ್ತರೊಳಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಹಂಚಿತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವವರಿಗೆ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದ್ದವರಿಗೆ, ಆ ಗುರು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದ್ದವರಿಗೆ, ಗುರುವಿನ ಮಹತ್ವ ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಉಂಟು ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸಂದೇಶ ತುಂಬ ಉಪಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಹೇಳು ಮಗಳೇ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿ. ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಹೇಳುವ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ ಪಡುತ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇದು ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವ. ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡೀಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಮೆರಿಕದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ, ಚೈನಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಉಂಟು ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಹರೇ ರಾಮ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇನ್ನು ಸಾಯಿಬಾಬರ ವಿಚಾರ, ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿಯ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಬೆಳೀತಾನೆ ಉಂಟು ಈ ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮ. ಕಾರಣ ಏನು? ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಪವಿತ್ರತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು 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 ಹುಡುಕಿದ್ರು ಪುನಃ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಗ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಋಷಿಮುನಿಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ವರಪ್ರಸಾದವನ್ನು, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವ. ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು, ಯೋಗಿಗಳು, ಋಷಿಮುನಿಗಳು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಈಗಲೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಗ ಈ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು, ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಆಸೆ ಪಟ್ಟಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಗು. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗುರುದೇವರ ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಾತಾಡು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಆಗ ಈ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಸಂದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಈ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಲಭಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಏನೊಂದು ಸತ್ಯದ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಚುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸತ್ಯದ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಚುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಗ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಎಂಬುದು ಹೇಗೆ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳಿಸುವುದರಿಂದಲೂ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವ. ಅಂತೂ ಇಂತೂ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಯಿತು ಮಗಳೇ, ಬೇರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿನಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಲಭಿಸಲಿ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಿನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಅಂತರಾತ್ಮಗಳಿರುವ ಗುರುಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಿನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದ್ದುಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಿನ್ನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ನಿನಗೆ ಲಭಿಸಲಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅದು ಕೇಳಿ ಅವರೊಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಒಂದು ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಒಳಗೂ ಸನ್ಮಾರ್ಗ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಶುಭವಾಗಲಿ. ನಮಃ ಶಿವಾಯ. ತಿರುಚಿಟ್ಟಂಬಲಂ. ಗುರುವೇ ಶರಣಂ. ಸದ್ಗುರುವೇ ಶರಣಂ. ನಮಃ ಶಿವಾಯ, ನಮಃ ಶಿವಾಯ, ನಮಃ ಶಿವಾಯ. ತಿರುಚಿಟ್ಟಂಬಲಂ. ಗುರುವೇ ಶರಣಂ. ಗುರುವೇ ಶರಣಂ. ಗುರುವೇ ಶರಣಂ.